Hello friends and residency candidates. Today, let's talk about what has happened to the USMLE Step 2 CS and what the implications are for the permanent cancellation of this exam. Now, this is pretty shocking at first to hear that the USMLE Step 2 CS has been permanently discontinued. Now, there are certain implications for this, especially for IMGs who needed the Step 2 CS as part of the ECFMG certification process in order to become eligible for residency in the USA. Now, without the Step 2 CS to complete this clinical skills portion of ECFMG certification, what is going to happen? Now, of course, if you're familiar with the 2021 match, the ECFMG offered 5 alternative pathways for IMG applicants to satisfy the clinical skills portion of ECFMG certification. And they were able to find a lot of success with these pathways. Over 19,000 IMGs still applied through ERAS in 2021, so that's a great number for the IMG community, and the ECFMG approved many thousands through the pathways. And for 2022, it's great because they're actually expanding to a 6th pathway as well. Now, what is also very important for IMGs to know is that if you applied for a pathway in 2021 and were approved, you do not need to reapply for the pathway in 2022. So that's really great. You don't have to pay the fees. You're already approved, and hopefully you'll be ECFMG certified or certification eligible for the 2022 match, again, if you were already approved for the pathway. Now, if you applied and you were rejected, you are able to apply again, and you may apply through the same pathway or a different pathway. Just make sure to stay up to date with the ECFMG for any changes or alterations to the pathways, including the 6th pathway. Now, let's talk about what this means in the greater context of the IMG residency applicant. And it's very important to understand that this does have an impact. With the clinical skills portion no longer applicable for many candidates, it is vital that applicants are able to still demonstrate and prove beyond a doubt their clinical capacity in the USA. Now, obviously, being ECFMG certification eligible is an important step for this, but it also means that US clinical experience may become even more valuable for the IMG candidate, especially those who have very little US clinical experience or who have been out of practice for some time or have other weak areas or red flags in their application. Now, getting this US clinical experience will make sure that you have strong US-based letters of recommendation. And LORs are already one of the most important factors for your application to residency. And so again, for IMGs, you're going to be looking for different ways to make sure that you are a strong candidate. So in addition to US clinical experience, this is also going to entail making sure you really nail Step 2 CK. Obviously, with Step 1 moving to pass-fail, there's only one exam that you can essentially prove yourself on, and that is, of course, the USMLE Step 2 CK. And one last thing to mention is that, of course, if you are already ECFMG certified and you passed Step 2 CS anytime previously and you have that certification, you don't need to worry about the pathways. They're not relevant to you. So if you have thoughts about the cancellation of USMLE Step 2 CS, we would love to hear them below, so feel free to leave a comment. And if you have questions, feel free to comment below as well, or reach out to us through our support lines, and we'll be extremely happy to work with you. All right, thanks so much. Take care, and best of luck for all your endeavors.